Welcome everybody, congratulations and welcome to the Faculty of Land and Food Systems. We are so excited to have you joining us today. We want to celebrate your offer of admission, help prepare you for what comes ahead, and introduce you to some of the incredible people who are both current students and staff and members of the LFS family who are here to welcome you into the faculty and support you in your journey to the faculty. First of all, however, I want to acknowledge that we are coming to you today from the traditional, unceded and ancestral territory of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh First Nations. I'm so privileged to say that I've been a member of the UBC community as both a student and a staff member, and this is such a beautiful and special place on the Vancouver campus. I wish you all could see it right now. The sun is shining, the sky is blue, the clouds are white and fluffy, the cherry blossoms are in full bloom, and the campus is looking particularly spectacular right now. It's a really wonderful space to be able to live, learn, engage, build relationships, and of course, for all of you who are going to be new to the UBC Vancouver campus, we hope that you feel as privileged to study on these lands as we do every single day and have the opportunity to build incredible memories and build great relationships during your time at UBC. Okay, so my name is Christine Clary. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm the Director of Student Services for the Faculty of Land and Food Systems. So what does that mean? I get to work with the incredible team of student services staff, both students and professional staff who are here to support all of you, both now through your journey as you transition into, as well as all the way through your time in LFS and help you prepare for what's next. We support you with your academic questions around your program, picking courses, as well as, when you run into challenges and you're looking for support or guidance, we have academic advisors that help you with those things. We also have career strategist Rob, who's running a special event to share a little bit more about what careers look like in LFS on Friday. A dedicated career strategist supports you in your career journey and will show up in a number of your classes to show you how your academic and extracurricular learning are translated into career preparation for what comes next. And then, of course, we have our student engagement officer who is here to support you in getting connected with leadership opportunities and building your leadership and personal development skills and ensuring that you have the most fulsome experience at UBC. And one of those amazing team members is joining us tonight. Sherman is here with us tonight, and Sherman is an academic advisor working on our team, and he is here to share some experiences with you tonight as well. Sherman is also going to be participating in the Q&A at the end, so you'll have an opportunity to ask any of your academic advising questions, and he's here to represent that entire incredible team that I'm privileged to work with every single day. Three of the students who you're seeing on this photo are our student ambassadors. Some of you may have received emails from these students. Maybe you have connected with them over Zoom. Perhaps you have met them at previous events. Two of these three students are joining us tonight, Yolanda and Afnan. And then we are also joined by another special FNH student named Sadri and another FNH student named Wing, who are both here to share their experiences in the FNH program, Yolanda and Afnan in the applied biology program, because we've got a number of you being admitted into both the food, nutrition, and health program, as well as the applied biology program. And you're going to have an opportunity to meet these amazing current students who are going to share their experiences with you and help you to see whether or not having those experiences in LFS would be a good fit for you as well. So you'll get a chance to hear from Yolanda, Afnan, Shadri, and Wing later on in the presentation tonight too. So we are having this is our short agenda for the evening, which is going to start with a wonderful welcome message from our incredible Dean, Rickey Yada, who I'll introduce in just a moment. And then we will spend some time just doing an overview of the faculty and the different programs that we offer to help you situate yourself within the faculty and understand how your offer connects and what opportunities are available for you both academically as well as through your student experience and the experience that you build outside of and in addition to your academic classwork. And then we're going to make sure that you know what your next steps are in order to accept your offer and certainly get ready for the next steps such as registration and preparing for the year ahead. And then, as I said, we've protected some time at the end for Q&A as well. But without further ado, I would certainly like to introduce you to Dean Rickey Yada. For those of you who don't know what a dean does, a dean is kind of the leader of the faculty. So when you think about it in your high school, you have a principal, they're the leader of the school, they set the tone for what that community looks and feels like and what that experience is for you as students in your high school. That's kind of what a dean is like in a faculty at a university as well. And we are incredibly lucky to be led by this incredible human being, Rickey, and he is here today, and this is a really special privilege for him to get an opportunity to connect with you, and I'd like to hand it over for him to share some words of welcome. So Rickey, I hand it over to you.
Thank you, Christine. And believe it or not, I navigated the mute button, which has been a challenge all day for me to get unmuted. But first of all, I wanted to thank the students and congratulate the students for getting an offer from one of the world's top universities, UBC, and one of the top agricultural faculties in the world. So you're coming to a very, very high quality place. But thank you so much for selecting us as we have selected you. I'm very privileged to be the dean of this wonderful faculty. And when you come on campus, I think you'll hear the word or the phrase friendly faculty. And truly, we are the friendly faculty. I'm privileged to work with wonderful staff, and you're meeting some this morning, this afternoon, tonight, because I see we have students from all over the world. But as I said, I'm very, very privileged to work with some wonderful staff, but some incredible students. And you'll meet some of those incredible students tonight, this afternoon, this morning. I myself am a triple grad from UBC. So I was born and raised in Vancouver. And I see we have some students, I think, chiming in from Vancouver. And I'm wondering what high school you went to, because invariably, I think some of our students come from my old high school, which is Killarney. So if anyone's from Killarney, you can put that in the chat and welcome. I think the mascot was a cougar. So welcome Cougars to UBC. And you'll see our mascot. It comes in a little thing that I think you'll see on flowers, and they're known to pollinate. And I won't reveal the name because you'll see the name, you'll hear the name when you come to campus. But I did want to welcome you and thank you for selecting LFS as the faculty, because we have so many wonderful faculties on campus, but you selected LFS. I'll just say, if you're looking at some of the world's greatest challenges, or what they call the grand challenges, this is the faculty that takes those challenges head on. So food security, global health are all within our faculty. So once again, thank you, welcome. I look forward to seeing you in September. And Christine, I'll turn it back over to you. And I apologize, I won't be able to stay with you for the whole session. I'm giving a talk to some colleagues in Singapore. So I think I'm giving that talk at 7 p.m. in Vancouver, and that's around 10 p.m. in Singapore. And I see that we have a student or two chiming in from Southeast Asia. So welcome. And I think it's probably around, I would say 8 o'clock around your time. So thank you for joining us so early in the morning. So with that, Christine, I'll turn it back over to the incredible presenters for today's presentation.
Thank you so much, Rickey. Have a great night. Good luck with your presentation as well. So thank you so much for joining us. And I think for you as new students coming into university, you might not realize how special and privileged it is for you to get to meet the dean of your faculty at an event such as this. But the nice thing is that when you come to campus, you're also going to get to see Rickey and see him around campus. He is well known on campus. The students all recognized him walking across campus, not only for his bubbly personality, but because this man wears shorts every single day of the year, even when it's raining and snowing. So he is known as the dean who wears shorts around campus, in addition to his friendly demeanor and his student-focused leadership style. And it's something that all of you will get to benefit and privilege from as students in this faculty as well. So Rickey, thank you, and we look forward to seeing you around campus soon. All right, so Maddie, who is one of our student ambassadors who isn't able to be with us tonight, worked really hard to put together a video that I'm going to share with you next that is highlighting some of the ways in which you can rediscover a Bachelor of Science degree through the Faculty of Land and Food Systems. So a Bachelor of Science degree is something you can pursue through a number of different faculties within the UBC family. And the degrees, as Rickey mentioned in LFS, are really tackling some of those local and global issues that we know a lot of you care so deeply about. And what we want you to do through the exploration of this video is hear from current students and alumni about how you can learn about science with a social impact through the programs that we have in the Faculty of Land and Food Systems. And so I'm going to share this video with you to rediscover what your degree, your Bachelor of Science degree would look like in LFS.
What surprises me about studying Bachelor of Science in LFS is how non-sciencey it can be. I realized that there was so much more to a Bachelor of Science than just your standard physics, chemistry, and biology that I had come to expect. The most valuable aspect of my degree here in LFS, it's probably interdisciplinarity. A lot of syllables to that word, but it's really quite simple actually.
When I think about what my bachelor's degree means to myself, I think it's been an invaluable foundation for all the learning that I've done so far, and I think all the learning that I'm about to get myself into as well.
In LFS courses, the systems-based approach has motivated us to combine various knowledge areas with our practical skills to develop real-life solutions to issues that are in our own local.
Okay, clearly we're having some buffering issues here on campus. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to restart the video in the hopes that now that it's buffered enough that we won't run into some of these same issues. I truly apologize. We will, once the video has concluded, put the link to the YouTube video so that if it is buffering or not looking or coming through as cleanly on your end, you'll have an opportunity to watch it on your own later. So I'll restart it and hopefully we'll avoid some of those buffering issues. My deepest apologies from campus. So just hang tight 1 second and I'll get that restarted for you.
What surprises me about studying Bachelor of Science in LFS is how non-sciencey it can be. I realized that there was so much more to a Bachelor of Science than just your standard physics, chemistry, and biology that I had come to expect. The most valuable aspect of my degree here in LFS, it's probably interdisciplinarity. A lot of syllables to that word, but it's really quite simple actually.
When I think about what my bachelor's degree means to myself, I think it's been an invaluable foundation for all the learning that I've done so far, and I think all the learning that I'm about to get myself into as well.
In LFS courses, the systems-based approach has motivated us to combine various knowledge areas with our practical skills to develop real-life solutions to issues that are in our own local communities.
Oftentimes we might take a very singular, immediate approach, but my degree really pushed me to think about those broader concepts, those things that may be hidden and maybe the root cause of problems but are not often addressed.
I think how LFS challenged my understanding is that, sometimes you have to have that applied aspect in mind. And the beauty of it is that if you are able to have an experiment that shows you a significant result despite all of the noise that could exist, then that means that there is potential for for your results to actually be applied in real life.
When I was in LFS, I was able to take courses that were also in the classroom as well as in the community. So we worked with the different partners in the community, solving real life situations and projects that they were working on. It helped me gain a lot of confidence to work with the stakeholders, to work with the community as well.
Science is such a fast field, and this requires a lot of collaborative efforts in order for us to come up with these solutions.
Sciences is still our core values in this faculty. We still care so much about sciences. You can go anywhere with it, but we just apply those on a different type of spectrum.
One of the key things that I found more valuable is the hands-on opportunities and also the research opportunities. It's very important because as a professional, you often focus on one aspect, but you miss really how interconnected one problem could be to several others.
Building those skills, working with students from different backgrounds, different majors, and really seeing the way that different folks process information, how they approach different situations, that really helped me broaden my own perspectives and my own approaches.
Put yourself out there, share your values, express your interests. That will help you gain that confidence and that experience so that when you finish school, you can go out there and look for a job and feel more confident.
I think another part about rediscovering what a Bachelor of Science means in LFS was finding people who are like-minded like yourself. For us, we learn on an open science system where we learn not just normal basic sciences, but we learn what it means to be in science, about teaching people about science and its applications.
Being able to have that opportunity to take courses outside of my main discipline and have that flexibility really helped me broaden my perspectives and the way that I see the world today.
I felt like I was really well prepared for a non-traditional Bachelor of Science. There's room for really anything in there, and that's what I had discovered as part of my time here in LFS.
Whether you pursue a Bachelor of Science in Food, Nutrition and Health, Food and Resource Economics, Global Resource Systems, or Applied Biology in LFS, you will have gained an invaluable skills that will allow you to build your network beyond university and continue making an impact.
So I hope that that video gave you a bit of insight into what a Bachelor of Science experience looks like in the faculty. And that's part of what we're also going to be sharing with you today in terms of giving you the opportunity not only to hear from us as advisors, but also to hear from the students who are currently studying in the faculty. So like I said, I'm going to pop the YouTube video link into the chat for you so that if you wanted to go back and watch it again, you absolutely can. So that's the link for the video. So please enjoy. But what we're going to do now is we're just going to move into the presentation, and I'm going to give you an opportunity to learn a little bit how you can submit questions throughout the presentation should you have them, because we are going to give you a bit of a parking lot where you can store some questions, and Sherman's going to put this information into the chat for you. But we are going to use a function called Slido. Slido.com allows you to submit questions anonymously onto a platform that is specific to our event tonight. So you would need to open up Slido.com and then use the event tag LFS Welcome. And you can actually pop your questions there throughout the presentation. Sherman is going to be monitoring those questions. Take a read through what students have posted, because it's possible some of you might have the same question. So you can actually upvote a question by indicating that it's something you're interested in knowing more about as well. And that'll help move questions to the top of the queue. And we will go through all of them through the Q&A session. So Sherman will pop the information into the chat for you, but it's just heading to slido.com using the event LFS Welcome, and then you can just pop your questions and upvote the ones that you share with your peers. And we will go through all of those through the Q&A. So you might be asking yourself a little bit after that video, what really is the Faculty of Land and Food Systems? I've heard about science, I've heard about social impact, I've heard about this friendly faculty concept, and the Faculty of Land and Food Systems is all of those things. It is a world leader in integrated research, education, and service, which really addresses issues that are impacting us not only at a local issue, but on a global scale as well. And they can sometimes feel a bit overwhelming to think about solving global problems, but you are going to develop develop the skills, the foundation of science that's necessary, and the skills through your coursework to be able to address those issues at a local level, but also to address those issues on a global level if that's where you want to take your learning and take your exploration after graduation. We are looking at real world issues, as Rickey had identified, some of the things that are impacting us every single day. And wherever you are in the world, we're experiencing challenges with global supply chains. We're concerned about climate change. We're worried about these major climate impacts. We've had forest fires and flooding and earthquakes and tornadoes and snow in May and rain that, pours down for days, and you get a whole month's worth of rain in a couple of days. You see about these massive climate experiences all over the world. We're curious about how much meat we should be consuming and what's an ethical way to be handling food production with animals. We've got avian flu breakouts. We've had COVID, and that's had so many impacts on our health as humans, and vaccinations and how we process food, and the importance of diet, and where is our diet coming from, and where do you get protein and energy, and how do you keep the planet fed when we're running out of land, and how are we going to do agriculture in really unique ways. We've got all of these challenges that we're all connected to in some sort of a way, and you have the opportunity in this faculty to develop the skills and the scholarship necessary for you to address some of those issues. Why? Because you are at one of the world's best universities in one of the world's best agriculture faculties. And agriculture is an overarching term that covers everything that falls within the land and food systems, because they are all connected. So your learning happens in a systematic way, and you understand how all of those different systems are connected to one another and have an impact on one another. As was highlighted in the video, you cannot look at one issue from a single perspective and solve it. You need to be collaborative. You need to work with other people who share different perspectives, have different backgrounds and different experiences. That's how you're going to be the most effective change leaders moving forward. You get an opportunity in the safe space of your program to practice those skills as a student in LFS. So why is this faculty so special? Well, you get the benefit of the University of British Columbia, but you also get the benefit of being in a smaller faculty where you get to develop relationships not only with the dean or the staff, but other students as well as the faculty who get to teach you in your classes all the time. You are having an opportunity through your coursework to practice hands-on learning opportunities. As was highlighted in the video, you were going out into the community, engaging with stakeholders. You were applying what you're learning. You're practicing what you're learning in your classes in these real-world settings, which is a really safe and wonderful space for you to be doing that as an undergraduate student, so that when it comes time for you to graduate and move into your professional spaces, you've had those opportunities to practice those skills, can speak about them on a resume, and have an opportunity to share them with your future employer. But you are all choosing to come to UBC and to LFS for different reasons. Some of you may have already committed to your decision and are super excited to know exactly where you're going to be in September. Some of you in this call may have been admitted and are using some of these opportunities to explore whether or not LFS is the right place for you and UBC is the right institution for you. So it's probably helpful to hear about someone else's journey. So I'm going to introduce you to Yolanda. Yolanda is a current student in our faculty studying in the Bachelor of Science in Applied Biology, and she's going to share a little bit with you about her journey to UBC and LFS. So Yolanda, over to you.
Thanks, Christine. So I'm an international student from Zimbabwe, and I always had the urge to explore the world, and studying abroad for university was the first step for me. I specifically chose LFS as I loved the application of science to real-world community problems, as you have heard Christine go into detail into some of them, and the amazing research opportunities within the faculty, community partner project, work experience programs, which will be discussed much later in this presentation, gave me the confidence and eagerness to apply and enroll into the Applied Animal Biology program. And that is one of the best decisions I've made. So I've had classes with wonderful faculty members and developed my connection and interest in topics related to animals and the world. So UBC is a very diverse community with strong supporting systems for students, which also gave me an assurance and a sense of belonging. And UBC being in Vancouver, where it is not too cold, with perfect views to the ocean and diverse cuisines, was the icing on the cake for me to come here. So congratulations on your admissions to UBC, and I'm excited for all your experiences as you start your journey as LFS students.
Thank you so much, Yolanda, for sharing your story. And I know that we've got a number of students on the call here who are international students like yourself. So certainly if you have questions about what that transition might feel like for you, Yolanda is a wonderful resource with from whom you can ask some questions during our Q&A. All right, so heading back to the presentation now, the Faculty of Land and Food Systems is a small but mighty faculty in that we actually offer 4 different Bachelor of Science degrees. Now, you have all been admitted to probably one of 2, either the Bachelor of Science in Applied Biology or the Bachelor of Science in Food, Nutrition, and Health. What I'm going to ask you to do is to pop into the chat and let us know by typing in the acronym APBI, which stands for Applied Biology, or FNH, and let us know which of the 2 degree programs it is that you've been admitted to in. Amazing. Good variety. Fantastic. So these are 2 programs. There are 2 largest programs in the faculty, and they're the programs that students are eligible to apply to directly at a high school, and it's a program that you can finish all the way through to graduation. So Yolanda is in the Applied Animal Biology major, which is an offering in the Applied Biology degree program. Food, Nutrition, and Health, you'll hear from Sadri in a little bit to hear a bit about her experience. We have 2 additional Bachelor of Science degrees, Global Resource Systems and Food and Resource Economics, and I'll talk about each of these next. So the Food, Nutrition, and Health program is our largest of the 4, and it offers opportunities for students to study not only understanding how food is processed by the human body, but how you can preserve food, the science of food, chemistry, the engineering of food. You can also make sure that you're studying nutrition if you're more interested in research and understanding, how we process medications or vitamins, and what are some benefits that we could add to our food to support a healthy food system, to support healthy communities, to create positive, healthy habits, to create opportunities for food education, nutrition education. There's lots of different roads that you can take within the Food, Nutrition, and Health program, and these are the different majors that you could choose. So a major is a subject area of specialization that you'll have to choose at some point during your program, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. And these are the different options available to you in the Food, Nutrition, and Health degree program. The dietetics major is the only available way for you to become a registered dietitian here in the province of British Columbia. So if you are interested in becoming a registered dietitian, that is a professional designation, an accredited designation that you can only get by completing the program here through UBC. It is transferable into international places as well as other provinces in the country. So that's something to keep in mind. The Bachelor of Science in Applied Biology offers 2 different majors for students to choose from: the Applied Animal Biology that Yolanda is a part of, as is Afnan, who's on the call today, as well as Sustainable Agriculture and Environment. The Sustainable Agriculture and Environment is really looking at things like biodiversity, the soils, how we grow food, how we distribute the land, how we use the land, how it's impacted by climate and weather, and how that connects to food through the growing and food security issues and challenges. The Applied Animal Biology is looking at animal physiology and behavior, welfare, and ethics. It's an opportunity, if you're interested in veterinary medicine, to take all the prerequisite courses to be eligible for that professional program. And you're also able to take all the necessary courses to meet eligibility requirements for professional designations on the sustainable ag and environment side around professional biologist or professional agrologist. All of these programs have that strong foundation in science and will prepare you for whatever it is that you're interested in. And you do have the opportunity to take applied biology courses as a food, nutrition, and health student, and vice versa, which is really exciting, and highlight some of the interdisciplinary approaches that the students in the video spoke to earlier. The Global Resource Systems program and the Food and Resource Economics program are two additional Bachelor of Science degrees we offer, but are only available to students as early as second year. So you would spend your first year in either the Food, Nutrition, and Health or Applied Biology program. And if you were interested in pursuing one of these two programs in second year, they are competitive application processes. And that's what the team of Student Services is here to support you in exploring that journey and preparing to make sure that you have the necessary courses and are on the right path, building a registration that helps support you in pursuing one of these two programs should you be interested. It's looking at international issues around resourcing and economics, as the names might imply. You're looking in on food and resource economics and logistics and global supply chains and tariffs and importing and exporting of food, and actually how does the whole world revolve around the economics of food and the resources and distribution. Global Resource Systems allows you to choose a region of the world as well as an issue that you are concerned about and a resource, and you build your entire program to allow for you to visit, study, and learn about that part of the world and explore that particular resource that you're concerned about and customize your degree. All four of our degrees are foundational programs for any professional programs you might be interested in at a later date. You might have noticed in the video, Aki, one of the students who's being interviewed, is currently a medical student here at UBC. I think he has 3 additional classmates from his graduating year in his class at UBC Medical School right now. And we have a number of students who go into medicine, dentistry, as I mentioned, veterinary medicine, and other professional programs that you might be tracking towards or interested in pursuing after your undergraduate degree. Now, why might someone choose to study in the Food, Nutrition, and Health program? Sadri is a student currently studying in that program, and she's joining us to share a little bit about her experience. So I'm going to pass it over to Sadri to connect with you next.
Thank you, Christine. Hello, everyone. My name is Sadri. My pronouns are she and her, and I hail from Surrey, BC, and I'm a third-year standing Food, Nutrition, and Health student in the Faculty of Land and Food Systems. And I'm so happy to be here today to talk about my experiences and why I chose FNH. And my story really starts when I was really young and I had just learned how to read, and I found myself reading anything I could get my hands on. And that included the nutrition facts table on food packaging. Now, I didn't know what any of it meant, but I was really excited to tell my parents about how much fiber and vitamin A my cereal has. Now, I didn't know what it meant, but I became more curious as I grew up, and I wanted to know why certain foods had more nutrients than others and what these nutrients were doing in our bodies. And as a problem solver in the 21st century, I decided to Google my answers and use Healthline and WebMD and all of these medical and science websites to try and make sense of things. Now, I flash forward to the end of high school, and I knew that I wanted to do something in the sciences. So I opened up the list of majors at universities across Canada, and at UBC, I saw the nutrition program and all of the things you can do under the FNH umbrella, as Christine had shown you guys. So seeing that there was the variety and I could really explore and experiment and figure out specifically what I wanted to do made me feel so energetic and just ready to learn. And I just, as I was reading the descriptions about all the different kinds of courses that were offered, I knew that this was it. I was like, this is it, that's what I'm doing. And I just thought it was so cool to get to study food, and that's what's led me to being in LFS. And just being in first year, I knew that whether or not I stayed in the FNH major, I definitely belonged in this faculty. I knew that even if I swapped majors, I was going to switch to another major within LFS. It's the tight-knit community, the support from student services, and just the vibe that's so different and warm and comforting. And throughout my time here, I've been a part of the Undergraduate Society, which is known as LFS US, the Academic and Career Engagement Team, also known as the ACE team, and the Tri-Mentoring program as well. And what I've learned is that no matter what you're pursuing in LFS, you will always feel like you have people cheering you on, and that's the best part. And I'm so grateful that I landed in Land and Food Systems, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So that's my story, and I'm excited to welcome you to LFS. Thank you so much, and I'll pass it back off to Christine.
Thank you so much, Sadri. And you're right, you have a bunch of cheerleaders in your corner. I love the way that you frame that, because I think that's really what sets LFS apart. And I know that a lot of students feel that way. And it's not just cheerleading from the staff, cheerleading of your faculty members and all of your fellow peers and students in this close-knit community that you all build together is really special and incredible. So thank you so much for sharing a little bit more about your story. So if you're wondering Now, okay, what comes next and how do I get to be a part of this amazing community? Great, excellent. So to help you to prepare for what's ahead, it's good to get a bit of an overview on what you can anticipate, because as a high school student, you're transitioning to university, you have never gone through this before, so let us help you. So what your academic journey looks like at university is a little bit like this, and everybody's journey is different. But in your first year, that's when you're going to build your foundation and take your foundational science courses, your chemistries, your math, your bios. You need the foundational understanding, you need the theory, you need to understand these basic foundations so that you can build on them and then apply that learning in the different ways that you might pursue throughout your majors. Second year is where you are going to take some additional science courses and then really start to branch out and take a little bit more of your program specific, discipline specific courses that are really going to start to lay that foundation and connect you in with what it is that you're studying. And it's going to start to feel a little bit more discipline heavy. And you're also going to, at that time, be asked to tell us what major it is that you wish to pursue. That's something that you choose at the second year level. In years 3 and beyond, that's when you're really going to focus on that major that you've chosen in second year. You're going to start putting in those targeted opportunities and courses, adding in all those specialized learning opportunities, such as going on exchange or adding practicums or something called directed studies, where you actually work with a professor and engage in some form of research. It's really an opportunity for you to use those upper years to customize that learning. And why we say years 3 and beyond and not years 3 and 4 is a number of students take more than 4 years to complete their degree, whether you're adding time to do a co-op work placement, you're taking time to reduce your course load to stay engaged and involved in things that are happening on campus. Sadri highlighted some of the involvement she's had here within the faculty and on campus. A lot of students explore their journey differently, and I think it's important for you to enter in knowing that you don't yet know what it's going to turn out to be, and then let all of the people that are cheerleading you to support you in making the right decisions that fit with your passions and help you land, as Sadri said, where it is that fits you best and will bring you the most joy. Land One is a really fantastic option for you in first year if you're interested in being part of a first year cohort program that's a little bit smaller and customized. This is a fantastic partnership that we have with our colleagues in the Faculty of Forestry, where we have about 30 students each from the two faculties that come together and learn in a cohort style in first year. So you'll take some courses all together as a group, and you'll be learning from a team of professors who are going to support you in exploring land use, food security, and climate change, all through both Western and Indigenous perspectives. As you can see from this photo from a field trip, they do get very, very close. It is a program that you do need to apply for, and the applications are available now and due by the end of May. If you are interested in learning a little bit more, we have a Land One info session tomorrow night, same time, same that place, same that channel, which you can register on through our website, and we'll put a link into our chat to make sure that you know where to go for that. We're also going to host a second one later on in May. So as you make your decisions about connecting in with LFS and then decide if LFS is the right place for you and Land One is something you're interested in, you have until the end of May to apply. Something that all students admitted into the faculty, regardless of what program it is, you are going to be invited into an online Canvas program called Roots. LFS Roots is unique to the Faculty of Land and Food Systems. It's not something that's available everywhere else. We developed it here in Student Services just for you, for new students transitioning into the faculty, to create an opportunity for you to build community with your peers before you've even registered for classes. Start to get to know one another, build a relationship with us here in Student Services, connect with and meet senior students in the faculty, and we are going to release content for you all year long throughout your first year in LFS. So we're reaching out to you, we're going to give you an orientation, support your transition and your study skills and your overall well-being and sense of belonging here in the faculty. It is curated content just for you, it's self-guided, it's online, it is not academic, it's not for credit, but it's going to be a way for us to communicate with you, share important information, give you the information you need at the time that you need it. We have engaging workshops, webinars, social events, discussion boards, and it's just chock-a-block full of the information you need to ensure success in first year. The students who come through LFS Roots really look back on that experience and the content and the access that they have through Roots in a really positive way. It's a program that will give you an opportunity, as I said, to make connections and build community early in your UBC and LFS career, and to continue with those relationships throughout your first year as you're transitioning into a new environment, some of you a new home. And this is your family in the Faculty of Land and Food Systems, and we are here to support you. And it's student and staff driven for all of you, and we're really proud of it and something we're excited to welcome you into. So if you have questions about like, when do I register? What do I do? Don't panic. Roots has got you covered. You would all be automatically onboarded and enrolled into Roots sometime in mid to late May. And then we will release all of the content for you and have targeted information to support you at every step of your journey, so you don't miss a beat and you know everything you need to know at the time that you need to know it. And then it's accessible to you throughout your entire first year. Now, getting involved is something that is really exciting. So your academics is just one part of your UBC journey. And I can't stress enough how important it is for you to be focused on your academics, but also encouraging you to get focused on how you're going to build those experiences outside of the classroom that are unique to you and help support you in growing personally, professionally, and getting an opportunity to build community, make friends, and just do the things that you're interested in or try your hand at something new. The LFS faculty, as some of the students have already highlighted, is a tight-knit community where there are a lot of opportunities for you to be a part of LFS affiliated programs and opportunities, but there's lots of opportunities on campus as well for you to get engaged in. So to hear a little bit more about getting involved, I'm going to introduce you to Afnan. Afnan is in the applied animal biology major, and congratulations, she is graduating in a month from now, which is pretty exciting. So reaching the end of her academic journey in LFS, but not the end of her relationship with the faculty for sure. And I'm going to hand it over to Afnan, who's going to share with you about how she's gotten involved as an undergraduate student in LFS.
Thanks, Christine. There we go. Hi, everyone. My name is Afnan. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm one of the LFS ambassadors, as Christine mentioned. And I'm really excited to share a little bit about my experiences in the faculty. So as Christine mentioned, I am nearing the end of my degree, but that wasn't always the case. Of course, I did start somewhere. And I like to say that my research journey actually started in the classroom, which is something that's really special about LFS. You don't necessarily have to leave the classroom to have all those different experiences that you can have regarding research or anything else really. And so I took a course called agroecology, or FI 260, where every single Thursday we would go down to the UBC farm and we would do all these different labs for research. So that means we would collect insects, or we would look at carbon emission testing. And it was really incredible because all of the things that we collected and all of that data was actually being used by the master students that work with their professor. So as early as second year, I really was getting some very real research experience. And so then I was able to use those skills that I learned in my class and really apply it to having a research opportunity outside of the classroom. So maybe you saw on the slide, I was like holding a little bird. That's actually me in my third year. So a year later, I had the opportunity to go and participate in field research as a field research assistant. So that means that we drove up 9 hours to North BC. We lived in a camper van and we caught different birds for an ornithology project, or the study of birds. And then I even continued with my research. I took the skills from those experiences and then I applied them to the other part of the slide where I was holding a little petri dish. I was actually had the opportunity to work in a biomedical engineering lab. So we keep saying this word interdisciplinary, and you're like, what is this? What does it mean? Well, I would say from my experience, it really does go to show that your degree can take you in all the different fields within science, because I'm by no means an engineering student, nor do I want to be an engineering student. I'm very happy being an applied animal biology student, but I was still able to work in the lab, gain really great experience, and maybe even contribute something to the lab. And so it just goes to show that you can work with other disciplines even in your undergraduate degree before you've continued your education. And the reason I'm able to do that is because of the things that I was able to learn in my classes in the Faculty of Land and Food Systems. So that's a little bit about my degree. I do hope that I can continue using those research skills later in graduate school. I do hope to pursue research for a career. And so it's really nice to know that as early as even first and second year, I was able to have those opportunities for undergraduate research, all thanks to LFS. And I'll pass it back to Christine.
Great, thank you so much, Afnan. Yes, your passion for research is definitely strong, and an area, of course, if you as students are interested in learning a little bit more about research, you can certainly find those opportunities, as Afnan said, as early as first year. You can get involved in some of those opportunities, test the waters, and see if it's for you. It can be a little bit overwhelming sometimes, right? You're coming into university, you don't really know what this whole thing is, you don't really know what it means to do research or what it means to get involved in these things and what that's going to look and feel like. So we can appreciate that that can feel a little bit scary, but I hope by hearing through the 3 student stories you've heard tonight, each one is different and each student has gotten something different out of their university and LFS experience, and that's going to be true for every single one of you as well. No one student's experience is like the other, and the great thing is that you have a number of people, as Sadri said before, to cheerlead you along the way and support you in making good choices and helping you to navigate when maybe you made a choice that didn't go the right way that you had anticipated. So we are here to support you. The student services team is dedicated to helping all of you from this point all the way through to graduation and beyond. We have a number of different resources that are specific to the Faculty of Land and Food Systems. So the Roots program I mentioned earlier, there are support systems for tutoring, the PASS sessions, which stands for peer assisted study sessions. So if you're struggling in your classes, we've got you. If you are looking for support with your overall health and well-being, you guys are all human beings and you're going to come to university and you're going to go through human things. And you might need support along the way. You might be facing a challenge. You might be facing something that you've never faced before. And we are here to support you. We have a dedicated counselor for the students in the Faculty of Land and Food Systems and Forestry. Her name is Nicole. She's part of the UBC Counseling Services team, but is dedicated to support students in LFS and forestry. She hosts a number of different well-being and wellness programming options throughout the year that you can engage with. And she also provides one-on-one guidance counseling to students. So you're going to get an opportunity to meet and hear from Nicole in Roots and have an opportunity to connect with her throughout your time in LFS as well as the UBC-wide services such as the Wellness Center, the entire counseling services team, and then equity and inclusion and a whole number of other resources. Particularly if you're a student maybe who has accommodations as a high school student and you're wondering whether or not those accommodations can carry over for you in university, the answer is yes. The Center for Accessibility, which isn't named here, is another fantastic resource to support you in your learning journey and ensure that you can be successful in university with the necessary accommodations for whatever diagnosis that you might have. Career planning and career support, that's something you're building skills every single day as a student, as a work-learn student, as a co-op student, in your classes, outside of your classes, in your volunteer opportunities, in your engagement, you're building and developing skills. What is hard to sometimes figure out is how do I translate these skills to actually show what they look like and feel like in a career setting? We have got your back there too, because we have a dedicated career strategist, Rob, who works on our team here in student services, who you're going to meet and your Roots program, LFS 100, LFS 250, LFS 350, a number of your F&H courses. He's going to pop in and around and is available for career counseling and runs a bunch of webinars and workshops. And he's hosting a really special one this Friday if you haven't registered for it. But if you are available, we encourage you to join us and we'll share more about that opportunity later, where he's going to talk a little bit about how he does career education in the faculty. And then he's also going to help you to see different pathways to different careers through the Faculty of Land and Food Systems, because it can feel a bit overwhelming and not knowing where this degree is going to take you and accepting that the road might be windy, but the destination is out there for you to find. And then we of course have the student services team of academic advisors who are really here to help you navigate your journey and connect you with resources on campus. We really are the first stop for any students coming with questions. If we don't know the answer, we can point you in the right direction. It's all confidential and supportive. And of course, we put on events like this for new students, run the Roots program, and support you in a number of different ways. And we're really looking forward to meeting you and getting the chance to know you over your time in LFS as well. So where do we go from here, and how do you make sure that you have everything you need in order to take the next steps to accept the offer if that's your decision here? So mark your calendar with these important dates. If you need, you can take a screenshot or take a quick photo with your phone. Mark your calendars. So we've got events happening all this week through till May 7th, where you can get to learn about different opportunities within the faculty. So I spoke about the Land One info session that's happening tomorrow. I also talked about Rob's session, which is happening happening on Friday. If you're a little bit unsure or curious to know more about your specific program, so applied biology or food, nutrition, and health, you do not want to miss Thursday. On Thursday, you can log on, same time, same function, and connect with the students you've met tonight, as well as some additional students, as well as alumni, for what we're calling our deep dive session. So you want to go a little bit deeper and understand what's the difference between nutritional sciences and food, nutrition, and health. And why would what are the opportunities for me in careers if I go into sustainable ag and environment? What are the different opportunities that are available for applied biology students, or what are the different clubs that are specific for students in food, nutrition, and health that I might want to get involved in? Hear from current students who are going to share their stories with you through these deep dive sessions, and just as the name implies, take a deeper dive into the food, nutrition, health, and applied biology programs to give you a sense to get to know those programs a little bit better and build community with other students admitted to that specific program. They're happening Thursday night. You can still register and join us, and I really encourage you to come out. Afnan and Yolanda from this call will be in the applied biology session with their colleagues Oceana and Cece, as well as an alumni, Andrea Walterhouse, who's going to talk a little bit about what her experience has been like. On the FNH side, Wing, who's joining us tonight, will be there with Maddie, as well as 2 additional FNH students, and our alumni, Camilla, who's going to share a little bit about her work with the World Food Program and what the experience in LFS has been like for her. So I really encourage you guys to come to those sessions and get to know a little bit more about your programs. May 1st is the deadline by which most of you will need to make a decision about whether or not you're going to accept your offer to UBC or not, but check your offer of admission letter, because that date may be different depending on when you received your offer of admission, but it's usually around May 1st, so just check that out. So that's around the corner. I cannot believe it's going to be May next week. I don't know where the time goes. And then we are going to upload you into the Roots program sometime, as I said, in that mid to late May window. And then you have until the end of May to apply for Land 1. And then we are going to start releasing weekly content for you through the Roots module that you'll have an opportunity to explore and get to know your LFS community. We're going to get you ready for registration, don't worry. And then you're going to be registering for your courses and then continuing to engage with Roots throughout the summer before you transition into your Jumpstart and Imagine orientation programming to really celebrate the start of your journey on campus at UBC. All right, we are going to transition into Q&A, but this is one additional slide I'd encourage you to take a screen grab of or take a quick shot with your phone. These are the different ways in which you can connect with us. You can connect with us by email. The student services email at the top is how you can connect with the academic advisors and the professional staff on the team. But if you want that inside scoop from a student and to know a little bit about what it's like to actually be a student in the faculty, you can email the LFS ambassadors. They can set up a Zoom one-on-one appointment with you so you can have your questions answered about the student experience. So that's a great email to keep handy as well. And then of course you are welcome to follow us on Instagram. The LFS newsletter is the e-newsletter that we send out to our students and the faculty from student services. We do have our own Instagram account. It's really targeted towards current students, but if you want to start following us now and kind of know what's going on for current students, that's a great follow. And then of course the faculty's Instagram is at UBC LFS, where you can find out what's going on across the faculty. And then of course you can connect with us on our website. And we'll put some of these links into the chat as well, but we are going to transition over to Q&A.